Welcome to episode 11 of Sensible Truth. Yes, we are back. We're going to continue. So far, we're really enjoying our relationship with Rumble and the feedback that we're getting from the viewers and listeners. Sensible Truth. Our purpose is to lift, inspire, and encourage. I'm your host, Richard G. Medlock, and happy to be here again. Let's begin with our message today. The blind men and the elephant. Now, what do those two have in common? Well over 100 years ago, an American poet put to rhyme an ancient parable. The first verse of the poem reads, 6 men of Indostan, to learning much inclined, who went to see the elephant, though all of them were blind, that each by observation might satisfy his mind. So 6 blind men are going to go see an elephant, or let's go discover the world of an elephant. So they go. Now, in the poem, each of the 6 travelers takes hold of a different part of the elephant, and then they describe to the others what they have discovered. One of the men finds the elephant's leg and describes it as being round and rough like a tree. Another feels the tusk and describes the elephant as a spear. A third grabs the tail and insists that an elephant is like a rope. A fourth discovers the trunk and insists that the elephant is like a large snake. Each, in their own perspective, is describing truth. And because his truth comes from personal experience, each insists that he knows what he knows. Now, the poem concludes like this. And so these men of Indostan disputed loud and long, each in his own opinion, exceeding stiff and strong, though each was partly in the right, and all were in the wrong. Yeah, we look at this story from a distance and we just have to kind of chuckle, don't we? After all, we know what an elephant looks like. We have read about them and watched them on film, and many of us have probably seen one with our own eyes. We believe we know the truth of what an elephant is. That someone could make a judgment based on one aspect of truth and apply it to the whole seems absurd and even unbelievable. But on the other hand, can't we recognize ourselves in these 6 blind men? Have we ever been guilty of the same pattern of thought? I suppose the reason this story has remained so popular in so many cultures and over so many years is because of its universal application. The Apostle Paul said that in this world, the light is dim, and we see only part of the truth as though we are looking through a glass darkly. And yet it seems to be part of our nature as human beings to make assumptions about people, politics, and piety based on our incomplete and often misleading experience. So often, the truths we tell ourselves are merely fragments of the truth, and sometimes they're not really the truth at all. I invite you to ponder a few important questions. What is truth? Is it really possible to know the truth? How should we react to things that contradict or add to truth which we have learned previously. 3 important questions to apply to our thinking process. Now, we're not going to get into the debate of what is truth and on that. I want to put some principles out here to help you start thinking, hopefully improved thinking, to help you understand things. Now, can anyone know the truth? Some of the greatest minds that have ever lived on this earth have attempted to answer that question. The elusive nature of truth has been a favorite theme of history's great poets and storytellers. Shakespeare seemed especially intrigued with it. The next time you read one of Shakespeare's tragedies, notice how often the plot turns on a misunderstanding of an important truth. Now, never in the history of the world have we had easier access to more information, just tons of information. Some of it true, some of it false, and much of it partially true. Consequently, never in the history of the world has it been more important to learn how to correctly discern between truth and error, truth and lies, truth and half-truths, misinformation and disinformation. Part of our problem in the quest for truth is that human wisdom has disappointed us so often. We have so many examples of things that mankind once knew that were true, but have since been proven false. For example, in spite of one-time overwhelming consensus, the earth isn't flat. If it were, cats would have knocked everything off of it. The stars don't revolve around the earth. Eating a tomato will not cause instant death. And of course, man actually can fly, even break the sound barrier, and even go to the moon. Let's look at another aspect of learning the truth. 6 plus 3 equals 9. But so does 5 plus 4 equal 9, and 3 times 3 equal 9. You get the picture? The way you do things is not always the only way to do them. When we have an objective, is there only one way to obtain it? Is there? Do we have to make course corrections to reach that objective? Most of the time we do, don't we? Respect for other people's way of thinking and or their perspective. That is a good way to approach things. Respect it, but also understand the perspective of how they reached that decision. It makes a big difference. For example, there's a picture of 2 men standing at either end of a symbol. Each is asked what the symbol represents. At one end of the symbol, the person says it's a 6. At the other end, the person says it's a 9. Which is telling the truth? The answer is both are telling the truth from their perspective. Then a symbol representing the number 5 is placed to the left of the symbol for 6. And a symbol for 7 is placed to the right of the symbol opposite the symbol from 5. Now, the original question is asked of both people again. Now, both answer 6. Why? Because their perspective has changed. their perspective. From Native American wisdom, we learn this, quote, excuse me, change of perspective comes for climbing the mountain set before you. That's from Tony Ten Fingers from the Lakota tribe. Now from Chief Joseph, quote, it does not take many words to speak the truth, unquote. Hey, have we found that out in life? It does not take many words to speak the truth. But I like Tony Ten Fingers. Change of perspective comes from climbing the mountain set before you. Whether it's a challenge or an opportunity or whatever it is, then all of a sudden there's a different perspective. There's an opening up of your eyes and your mind. Never be afraid to question an idea if it does not fit into your understanding. Learn to ask the right questions to help you understand the idea, principle, or thought as much as possible. You might find there is truth therein to help you in the future. Store that truth, store it away to help you grow and learn as you move forward. Learn the principle. Learn the principle it's trying to teach. Is it a good principle? Is it a bad principle? You decide. Marcus Aurelius gave us this, quote, it's the truth I'm after, and the truth never harmed anyone. What harms us is to persist in self-deceit and ignorance, unquote. True words. So what's the moral of the blind man and the elephant? As we seek and discover a truth, understand there's more to add to that truth. Or there is another truth that will strengthen and support the truth that you know and understand currently. Truth builds on itself as we train our minds to reach beyond the present place of knowledge and understanding to seek clarity in the realm of truth and understanding. Once you learn a new truth and its principles, find ways to apply it to your life. Look for opportunities to help others understand what you have learned. Until next time, remember, sensible truth is waiting to be discovered. Have an open mind and an open heart. Always seek truth. Until next time, this is Richard Medlock signing off. Good day.